Hello, everyone. Thank you all for tuning in again. This is the last live for the Glitter and Goals weekend. Again, everyone, my name is Kiara. I'm the owner and creator of Major Keys Collection and the Glitter and Goals Facebook group. So if you have been sticking with us, we have been going live since yesterday. Yesterday we had Shay speak. She gave us a morning message at 6 a.m. And it was powerful, you guys. If you have not watched it, please go and watch it. And then today we had Ashley Roberts. She's a serial entrepreneur. She came in and just, gave us a lot of tips and gems on how to start different businesses. And it was really great and powerful as well. Please go back and watch it if you have not. So today we have Ronchelle Chaffin um, who's going to talk about passion and purpose. So please, if you have any questions, drop them so that we can answer them during this live. And yeah, let's welcome Ronchelle to the floor. So here you go.
Hello. Hi,
Hello.
everyone. Hey, Kiara.
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you again for doing this with me. I really appreciate it. So let's just go ahead and get into it. If you can just introduce yourself, give us a little background story on, who you are and, some of the things that you do and, just go ahead and have the floor.
Okay. All right. At first, you're thanking me. I want to thank you for this opportunity to be able to speak to your community of bold friends. My name is Ronchelle Chapin, and I'm an author. Last year, I am an author, and I am the creator of a women's group called Third Fridays. I also have a YouTube channel that I'm converting into a podcast called Life Talk with Shell. But on the flip side of that, I'm a mom, I'm a nurse. Oh, and I must add, I was the last year's Glitter and Gold Challenge winner. Let me add that in there.
Right. Yes. Yes. Thank you. And yeah, you've always been just super supportive and, being just
Oh,
engaging in the group. So I
absolutely.
definitely thank you for that. Um,
Absolutely. I think your heart is and like everyone has said, the heart that you have to push people to their next, right, is just phenomenal. So I'm super proud to support in any way that I
yeah.
can.
Thank you. So let's go ahead and get into some of the questions. And again, you guys, if y'all have any questions, please drop them in the comments. I see that we have people streaming from YouTube, Facebook, and the Facebook Glitter and Gold group. So I thank y'all for tuning in this afternoon. Let's go ahead and get started with some of the questions.
Okay.
What are some of the things that you are passionate about? Let's go ahead and just dive deep into that.
I knew you was going to start with that question. I was pondering that all day today, and what I found out is what I'm passionate about. It happens to be my purpose. It wasn't like that before. So things that I'm passionate about is motivating people, encouraging people, uplifting people. Especially my heart goes to women, especially because I think, especially a Black woman, we're so taught to be so strong. And we don't know how to be vulnerable in those places, and because of that, we don't heal properly. We don't become whole people. So I'm very passionate about making sure that we as Black women, it's just ourselves unapologetically, right? Just being who we are and not apologizing for it. So that's
Right.
the most things that I'm passionate about. And it just happens to be my purpose as well.
Well, can you kind of explain passion and purpose and how does it connect? Because I know a lot of people they get those things confused. Like, okay, what is my passion, my purpose, or can I have multiple things
Right.
that I'm passionate about? So, can you kind of talk about those two things and how does it connect?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, let's start with definitions first, because passion is something that you have a strong desire for, right? You're just passionate about it. You want to do it. Purpose is what you were created to do. And a lot of people forget that. You know, you can be passionate about something, but it's not necessarily your purpose. But if you're really blessed and really lucky, then the two can connect. I want to say a lot of times we jump into a lot of things because we're passionate about it, right? I was having a conversation just not too long ago with a friend of mine, and she had asked me, was I going to go back to school to become an RN? And I said, well, I don't really know, because at this time in my life, I'm focused on doing God things and not just good things. So she said, oh, but you're so good at it. I said, yeah, but is it my purpose? Right? You know, it pays my bills, but it's what I was created to do for the kingdom is
Mm,
where, you know, people kind of get confused with that. They can connect, but sometimes it's not always going to be what you want it to be. I love Pastor Michael Todd of Transformation Church in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And he always talks about how he wanted to be on stage, like he wanted to be in music, right? And I'm assuming that was his passion to want to do that. But his purpose was to preach the word, right? He still have a a platform, but it's not in the way that he thought it was going to be. So sometimes you have to know that your passion will not always be your purpose, right? And that's kind of a hard place to be, because you want to just dive in and do what you love to do.
right, right, right. So how can someone discover those type of things? Like, so for instance, right now, like, okay, well, a couple years ago, before I started my business, I thought that I was passionate about like IT, you know, because I enjoy doing it. And over time, as I started my business, I realized that's not something that I'm really passionate about. I'm good at it and I enjoy doing it, but it's not something that I, you know, really feel like I'm passionate about. Now, when it comes to my business, I'm passionate about my business, but to a certain extent, like there's certain things about my business that I like and I don't like. So I'm, you know, kind of struggling with trying to figure out what it is that I'm really passionate about. And then, you know, when it comes to my purpose, like, okay, what is my purpose? Like, how can you discover your passion and your purpose? If you can talk to someone that's kind of struggling with, you know, trying to figure that out.
No, honestly, what I would say is quit trying to follow your passion. That's just bottom line, because your passion means nothing. Your purpose prevails everything, right? So
Mm-hmm.
in order to know what your purpose is, you got to go to the creator. You know, when we
Mm-hmm.
buy different things, we buy a phone or we buy, you know, a video or whatever the case may be. When we can't figure out what to do or the uses of it, what do? We go to the manual, or we call customer service and say, hey, how does this work? What am I supposed to use this button for? Everything has a purpose. So we need to quit looking at passion, and we need to focus more on purpose. And you said that in your business, you're not always passionate about, you know, all the things, which is right, because sometimes when God calls us to do something, child, we don't want to do it, we don't like it, we don't, you know, none of that. But that's the deal, you know what I'm saying? Because the Bible tells us that many are the plans in a man's heart, but the Lord's purpose will prevail. So it doesn't matter if you're passionate about it. So I'm going to say quit chasing passion and start chasing purpose.
That's a good one.
That's the main thing. And then just know that, like for me, my purpose has not been easy to walk in, right? That's why, oh, y'all can't see my shirt, but I got on my Trust the Process shirt. It hasn't always been easy to walk in, because God will sometimes take you to the bottom of things so that you can be relatable, so that you can be more effective, so that you can go out and do the purpose that He created you for. So it's, you know, passion is not what you need to be chasing, in my opinion. Chase the
Mm-hmm.
purpose. Chase the
No,
purpose.
that makes a lot of sense because I mean, the thing is, you can have a lot of things that you're passionate about, and it can confuse you when it comes to making decisions, you know, about things that you know you are meant to do on this earth.
Right.
So And again, like I say, I for a long time, and even like I'm gonna just say like a couple of months, I was like, man, I'm so good at like when it comes to technology and figuring things out that I need to start a tech business. And I was literally thinking about doing it like a couple weeks ago. I had a coworker. He was telling me that him and this other guy is trying to start. Well, they're actually about to start up a IT company. And I was like, that's something that I need to be doing. But then I thought about it, I'm like, it's not going to prosper. Like it's not something that I don't think that God is calling me to do. So I need to just stay in my lane and do, what is working for me. And even though, like I was saying earlier, like this is me getting on here doing, the lives and stuff, it's out of my zone, but I feel like this is something that God is wanting me to do. So
Right.
I definitely agree with that. Not to chase your passion, but chase your purpose. I wrote that down. I'm gonna that is really good.
But here's the thing for you though. You like IT, and we had this conversation.
Mm-hmm.
You in this group, as you're pushing people to their next, some people are not tech savvy. So
Mm-hmm.
you have that. So you can use what you're good at to fulfill your purpose.
Mm,
Just not to chase it, right? It's just
mm,
not to chase it. You need to know what you need to do for the kingdom. Because
mm-hmm.
in this time that we're living in, why would we waste time doing what we're not called to do?
Mm-hmm.
You just cannot. So use what you're good at. Like I'm a nurse. I'm good at it. So my nurturing side may kick in. My assessment side may kick in when I'm dealing with different people and how to address that particular person, right? Because in the medical field, when you give antibiotics, when the doctor gives antibiotics, sometimes he just give them for a general reason, right? Until
Mm-hmm.
he takes the labs and he discovered what's wrong with you, and he changed the antibiotics. So when I am mentoring, or y'all know I'm a self-proclaimed life coach, so when I'm mentoring or talking to somebody, then I can give them a general thing, but once they start telling me their issues, then I can move into something that's tailored just for them. So I can use what I love and what I'm good at for the purpose that I'm created for.
Mm,
Mix
mm,
them together.
I see. I see. That's good. That's good. I think we probably kind of went into this already about how do you know if how do you know you are doing something you are truly passionate about. But I guess we probably, like you said, shouldn't really be thinking about things that shouldn't be really chasing passion, but chase purpose.
Taste purpose.
Um, so I'm gonna go ahead and skip this question, but let's talk about, well, how do you know that you are walking in your purpose? If that's, we would say that's the main goal, is to
Mm-hmm.
walk in your purpose. So how do you know that you're doing that?
Confirmations,
Okay.
confirmations along the way. Um, when you're actually walking in the things that God will want you to do, then doors just open, right?
Mm,
It won't cause any, friction. A lot of times, and I'm speaking about myself as well, we look at our own resources instead of looking at the source, right? And so we just think we hinder ourselves. But when you're walking in your true purpose, it only requires obedience. It doesn't
mm,
require anything on your end but obedience. Just walk, and I would do, the rest. I would think about when God laid it on my heart to write the book. I was like, okay. And if I haven't seen read the book, it's very transparent, but I was very nervous about doing that. But that was another part of my purpose. And it costs money, to do a book and all of those things. But when it was time to do it, everything fell into place. I got the proper training at a reasonable price. The editor was really good. Everything just popped off and doors just opened. I was able to get a second job to pay for all of the editing. Like I didn't have to think about anything. So I knew that's exactly what God was calling me to do. So
mm,
once you're walking in your purpose, you literally will just walk in it. Now, will you have hiccups? Absolutely. But it won't be detrimental. And you'll know it, especially if you're consulting with the Lord and He's giving confirmations. Just walk in it. Don't follow money either. it's not always about monetary things.
Mm.
It's not always about monetary things. So if people are trying to reach goals by and quick fixes and making all of this money, it may not be for you to make a whole bunch of money. Your purpose
Mm.
might just be to whatever, but it may not be money.
Got you. Got you. That makes a lot of sense. Okay. Let's talk about vision boards. I know that you went to my vision board
Yep.
party. So let's talk about vision boards and how that goes how that goes into effect when it comes to your passion and purpose. I know that last year when we created the vision board, we did, I think, passion and purpose, spirituality, finance, and health and wellness. So
Right.
we did mix purpose and passion together. So
Mhm.
I don't know, did you redo your vision board this year, or did
I
you do
did.
anything?
I did. It's actually behind me there.
Okay.
I did redo my vision board, but I guess, for the people who didn't come to that event, that was a wonderful, wonderful event.
Mhm.
What we have to remember when we do a vision board is just this. Your vision is not in those magazines. Your
Mm.
vision is already in your heart. You've already consulted God about your vision. It's already in your heart. And you're just looking for visual aspects to put in front of you so that you can continue to do your goal. I think the most important thing about vision boards is giving yourself a timeline on whatever. Like, 'cause some people can have a vision board full of things. I'm like, what you doing? What are you really doing? You're going to this, you're going to that. What are you really focusing on? This year, we actually did vision boards in my women's group, and I asked them if they would do their boards focused around their word that they felt that God gave to them, or their word for the year. What are you going to do? So I think when you do your vision boards, already sit down with your vision, because it's only just a tool for just for you to see and manifest. um I have mine like on the wall, so when I'm asleep and when I wake up, it's the first thing that I see, so that
Mhm.
I can know, hey, I'm striving to do this. But you still need to submit those plans to the Lord, because it may not be what you want. I mean, it may not be what He wants you to do. But
Mhm.
absolutely, I think it's the best thing if you are a visual person. I'm also, I call myself, I'm part of the sticky note ministry. And if my
Mhm.
friends are here, you know what I'm saying? Anything that I want to say to myself or encourage myself, I write it on a sticky note and I put it on my bathroom mirror. I put it in the car, somewhere to say, hey, this is your goal for today. And even
Mhm.
that book that you had suggested for us to read, that's a
Mhm.
great thing to implement in with your vision board and activities and things like that. What is it
Mhm.
called? The 12 week.
The
The
12
12
week
week.
year. Mm.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't, and I was like, I just been so busy. I wanted to complete the book this month. I have a few chapters left, but so far it's
It's
really, really good. Yeah, but it just talks about, completing well, not all of your goals, but, finding something to complete within a 12-week, course versus, you trying to
do it.
complete it throughout the year. So you just get more done within a 12-week period versus a year.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I definitely recommend people to look into that book or get the audio version to listen to. But yeah, so yeah, you have definitely gave us a lot of information. Y'all, if y'all have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments so we can talk about them. So when with your vision board, how often do you think I know that you said like you're a visual person. Like
Mm-hmm.
how often do you think it is needed like to update? So like some people they do their vision boards like, once a year. Some people do it like every 3 months. Some people do it, um, I'll say, I know I went to a vision board party last year and she was talking about doing one for every 5 years or so. But how often do you think that people should like really, put energy into their vision board?
I really think that it's up to that individual, and you probably could have different vision boards, right? You could have a 5 year plan on a vision board, and you can also have just, quarterly or annual. I believe that it is what you feel like you need to do, I think you should look at it and update it, but don't feel overwhelmed by it. Because a lot of things you may not get to. I think the one thing that helped me, and forgive me because I can't remember if I learned it in your thing or on another vision board, is to put dates
Mm,
on the board. Like when I did my YouTube channel last year, I put launch February 2020. For this one, I have my LLC for March, right? Give yourself some type of deadline so that you won't drag it out until the end of the year or whenever because you're kind of racing against your own self and competing
mm,
against your own self to complete what you said. But as far as how often you should do it, it's up to the individual. If you just have some small things, some people might even want to do a vision every month. You know what I'm saying? Okay, this is what I'm gonna do this month, and I'm gonna write it all down. Then I'm gonna go to this, because if they need to see it in order for them to really get it done, and however you need to do it is up
mm.
to
Right, right, right. Yeah. So like with me, I think so I still have my vision board from last year. I'm just taking
you.
things off of it and just kind of updating because I didn't accomplish everything. Um but yeah, I definitely agree with that. It's based on the individual, but then like you said, like, they want to do it monthly,
Mhm.
that will probably help them as well. So I definitely agree with that.
I wanted to go back and speak
Mhm.
about purpose. I think the most important thing to do when you're searching for purpose is to be quiet and to be still, and allow God to speak to you on what He wants you to do. Right, that's the main thing to do. Is just to be still. Don't try to have your hands in every single thing. See what it is that you are created for, and then like some of the ladies have said, own the room. Own the room that you go in. Own the room that He puts you in, because you are supposed to be there. Just walk in your purpose. I don't know why it's just on my heart. And quit chasing passion. Passion ain't it. It's
Mhm.
just not it. You
Mhm.
might be a singer and you may love to sing. Oh, I'm gonna be a singer. Yeah, no, that's not what you're supposed to be. You may
Mhm.
be a teacher. Your purpose is to, and be an advocate for the little children or whatever. You have to really search the purpose. Just be still and be quiet, and it'll come to you.
Mm. Mm. That's good. That's good. And it's funny because my friend, she's not in this group. Well, she's not. She's in the group, but she's not. I don't think she's in here today. I would have saw her name pop up, but she's um she's a teacher. She was like, Kiara, I love to teach. This is what I want to do. But she's also like, she's a t-shirt brand owner as well, and she is going hard with her business. And she
Mhm.
was like, she loves she like what she's doing, with the business as well. And her business is like growing. And she was like, but I can't, I can't give up on, the students, because that's what I'm, she felt like that's what she was, was created to, do, to teach.
Right.
So she's kind of having it hard, trying to figure out what it is. And again, I know we already talked about, not chasing purpose, but what about when, you're kind of confused, you're in a place where you have one thing that you're just really, you feel like this is what God, wants me to do. But
Right.
then you have the, I ain't gonna say the fame, but like, you have like in her um in her situation, she's like seeing the money, she's seeing, the business grow, but she really wants to teach, so when someone is confused, what are some things that can kind of help them to, like, really figure it out?
Uh,
Or
I, I really hate to sound cliche-ish, but I'm just gonna say prayer, one. But uh, but for two,
Mhm.
it's okay. Like what she has going on with the money, if she feels like her purpose is to teach, then guess what? Her business can help her build a school.
Mm,
So it's so what you like to do and what you make money in can fund your purpose, right? So she doesn't
mhm,
have to really. choose between the two per se, but just chase the purpose.
Mm,
Don't think about the money. If her heart is saying, "Hey, I'm a teacher. That's what I'm supposed to do," then just use whatever funds to go hard in your purpose. To go
mm,
hard in your purpose. But prayer is the key to all of it. You
right,
have to figure out what God wants you to do, because at the end of the day, it needs to be done because he wants it done. So at the end of the day, you got to do it, or somebody else gonna do it, and you don't want nobody else doing your purpose. I know. So
right.
you need to, you just need to taste the purpose
Trace the
and
purpose.
just balance it out. But don't, we all gotta eat, right? So you gotta work and make the money, but
Mhm.
still just kind of let that fund your purpose.
That's
Because
good.
it seems like her heart is tugging to the teaching, but of course, we all know teachers don't make that much money. So
Mm-hmm.
that money on this hand, but is it gonna fulfill her, right? So that's another thing. You're chasing stuff, does it fulfill you? Because your purpose, I guarantee you, when you do it, you will be fulfilled. If you're
Mm,
still feeling empty, you're not in your purpose.
mm.
You're not in
Can you
your purpose.
repeat that? You say when your what is empty?
Well, I said when you're feeling, if you
When you
feel,
feel it.
you're not in your purpose, because it will definitely fulfill you.
Got you.
And it's also something you almost do for free. When you
Mm,
when you when you're walking in your purpose, you will almost do it for free. Like you just want to get it done. You just want to be out there, volunteering and speaking here and doing this and doing that, and never think about the money because you're walking in your purpose.
mm-hmm. Mm. That is good. That is real good. Yes. AJ says she is dropping gems. Yes. Now you have definitely cleared that up for me. What do you all think in the comments? Yes, like I said, she definitely cleared that up because I've been just kind of confused on, this whole me just graduating with my master's and, trying to figure out should I look for another job or should I, really just step out on faith and pursue entrepreneurship. It's really something. And I think even like just being, you know, I'm 29, so being in the age that I'm at, like a lot of us, we kind of struggle with that. Coming out of college, we think that, oh, whatever we graduated with, we supposed to, do that. But you got to realize, like at that time that we chose that degree, we was 18, 17, 18, not knowing, exactly. At that time for me, when I chose, I don't know why I chose IT, honestly, but it just seemed like it all fell into place.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
But see, you say I'm 46. So you guys are in the age of entrepreneurship, right? I gotta have my own, I gotta do this. But what y'all gotta understand, you still gotta have a 9 to 5, right? In order to
mm,
do what you're supposed to do. And you just want to hit it strong. You just want to go out and do everything. Be still and
mm,
wait on your purpose, because all of that stuff will align and you'll know exactly what you are supposed to do. Don't try to rush things, and yeah, just don't.
mhm,
Just wait, and it'll come. It'll come to you.
mhm,
But honestly, though, Kiara, from what I've known of you, you really will have the best of both worlds. You really will, because your heart is, you want to service the people. You have all this stuff that you want to do. That's your IT side, and
mhm,
you really can marry those things together. You really
mhm,
can. Don't overthink it. You're overthinking it. I know I am an overthinker. So I already I already know what you're going through over there, girl. But
mhm,
you have to try to stop. You have to try to stop overthinking
mhm.
what we're supposed to do in life, and just do it.
Just do it. Just
Just
do
do
it.
it. Just
Yeah.
do it. I love this group because it's such an encourage. It's so encouraging. When I feel like I don't want to do this anymore, I come in this group and everybody's talking, oh yeah, I did this and we did that. It's like, oh, yeah, let me get my stuff together. Let me get my,
I know.
yeah. So it's
Yeah.
wonderful.
Yes, yes. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, and that's what I'm just trying to do. I'm trying to think of, how to keep this group going all year long. Because last year, we started off and then it just the pandemic, I just feel like it threw everything off. So I'm just trying to think of, different ways to just keep it going. And I feel like these, lives is definitely what's gonna keep it everything engaged. So I do plan on doing this more often. Um, who I'm guessing this is Jasmine. Yes,
Yes,
you
yes.
are.
I know. All right, little girl. I know that's Jasmine. Let me encourage you. Let me pour into you. This group, you've done excellent. But what you need to remember is you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. Okay.
Mm-hmm,
So whoever is going to be engaged is going to be engaged. And that's
mm-hmm,
what I suffer a lot from when I had my mentoring program. And like some girls would come and some girls wouldn't. And even with the women, um, um, I'm sorry, thing that I have, someone will come and some won't. And you can get discouraged when you don't see people engage or being active or they feel or it seems like they're not really interested in it. But you just keep doing what God says for you to do. I don't care if there's only one person in here doing all the little units in there. You just keep doing what God says, and He will provide what you need. He will modify the situation. Because whoever
mm-hmm,
wants to engage will, and whoever don't, they just don't. Don't worry about that. That's not your worry. Just do
mm-hmm.
what you're supposed to do.
It's funny because my mom, she always tell me that, like, especially like with my Instagram, don't look at the likes, don't look at this,
No.
just, do it. And like now I'm over it. But at
Yes.
one point I used to get mad. Like I'm posting this stuff and people ain't,
No, but
responding.
they're looking though. They're
Mm-hmm.
looking. They're not gonna like it because it's you.
Mm-hmm.
So don't worry about that. Don't worry about that.
Yeah.
They're looking.
Yes, be obedient to what God say. I don't know if that's Jasmine or not, but Jasmine, you need to make sure next time you show your name so we can see. But yes, definitely, definitely, definitely. Well, I am I
Yes, ma'am.
am glad you jumped on this with me. I appreciate you. Y'all, if y'all have anything, please let us know. So that we can uh wrap up really soon. But yeah, Rochelle, if you have anything else that you want to let us know, are you
I just kind of want to put in a shameless plug. I just want to give the title of my book.
right?
My book is called Just for Me. It's my journey from the pain of heartbreak to the joy of purpose. So listen,
Ooh,
y'all don't listen. Y'all just don't know. But yeah, the truly, well, that's what I meant by I sometimes have to break you down for you to get to your purpose. That's exactly what he did because I think without the things that happened to me, I wouldn't even be here because I would not have my YouTube channel. I would not have my women's group. I wouldn't have any of that without that pain into my purpose. Absolutely.
mm.
Absolutely.
You're gonna have to send me the link so that I can post it in the group.
Okay.
So that we can, whoever's interested in looking into it, um, we can have that information in the group. So yeah, it looks like Jasmine over here struggling with his
Yeah.
name. Yes. Well, yes. Thank you so much, Ronchelle. This was so good, so good, so good. I'll be well, of course it's gonna post in the group, but I will have this Jasmine. Great book, great person. I love Ronchelle. You would too. She has been there in my lows and highs, Jasmine. Yes, yes, yes. It's the
Thank
great read. Please get it. Yes, I definitely need to get it myself. So yeah, definitely send me that link so that we can post that in the group. But thank you again, Rochelle.
you.
We definitely have to do this again. I'm sure we'll be talking soon.
Okay.
Um, so Yep. Thank you so much. And again, if you have anything that you want to share before we get off, just go ahead.
Just a reminder, don't chase passion, chase purpose.
Chase purpose. Thank you so much. Bye, you guys.
Bye.